Right, everybody, I'm going to take you on an antiques hunt in Barnard Castle. We're going to go to the famous Mission Hall Antique Centre on the bank, right at the bottom of the hill in Barney. The river is just down there. It's a beautiful location. But before we go in, let me show you around the locality. And yes, the town of Barnard Castle is named after the castle that sits high up on the rocks overlooking the River Tees. So it dates back to the 12th century and originally built by Bernard de Balliol. So it was called Bernard's Castle. Then over the several centuries, it was corrupted to Barnard Castle. The antique centre we're going to go shopping in is about 500 yards away from the castle on the left-hand side. So that's the view you get if you're coming into Barnard Castle from the west, say the Lake District, which is only an hour away. Coming in from the east, the motorway, you get to see this building, which some people get confused as Barnard Castle. Well, it isn't. This is the Beaux Museum. Just take a look at that. A French chateau in the middle of the Dales. The big crack you can see there is my car windscreen. Sorry about that. This was built in 1892. And the Beaux Museum houses one of the largest collections of art in the country. So a great place to visit. But never mind that. Let's go and find some antiques to try and make some money. Okay, this is what you need to look out for if you're going to visit the Antiques Centre. This is called The Bank for obvious reasons. It's a steep bank, loads of lovely shops, restaurants, bit of a new furnishings store there. The river is at the bottom, just behind the houses in the distance. Turn right, you get to the castle. But this is the important bit. This is the Mission Hall Antique Centre. Let's go and buy some antiques. I'm guessing the centre's probably been in Barnard Castle for about 15 years now. So you've got two rooms at the front. Each one, I believe, belongs to a certain dealer. So these are like little mini shops. And you can get all sorts. I really do like that Art Deco china cabinet. By the way, it's a big one. I think it's about 300 quid. It's no money, really. You can even buy sofas. There's a Knoll sofa, one of the oldest designs of sofas you will ever find. But let's get ourselves into the main hall of the centre. And it is packed with cabinets. It's actually very exciting. I always get excited when I see a room full of cabinets because you just don't know what you're going to find. Now, do let me know in the comments down below if you see something that you like, that you think I should have bought. Let me know. I'll respond to all questions and comments. I'm always around, so do get in touch with me. Let's have a look. Now, these are nice. Very decorative, interior design things. Oh, there's me. Oh, God. Honestly, I was never trained as a cameraman. Remember that, right? So these will date to probably the mid-20th century. They need rewiring. You can see they've only got the two wires. 225, cheap enough. But I'm looking for things that can... Oh, mind you, I like that. Hang on a minute. That is a lump of gorgeousness. So that's a Bombay Blackwood 19th century Anglo-Indian tilt-top table dating to about 1870. I mean, the carving, the detail is fantastic. It just needs a good wax polish. How much is it? 275. Well, in the right market, why couldn't you ask 575? You really could. But what I'm looking for are small things that can be sold online. That's what I'm aiming for, something that's searchable with a brand name on the internet. Don't worry, it'll all make sense. In fact, I've seen something I absolutely adore. Let me know if you know what it is. Gosh, I really do like that. But I'm going to look around first. Let's have a see. A bit of jewellery. Very tricky jewellery online unless it does have that brand name. Pottery dog doesn't excite me too much. Bit of ivory, glassware. Okay, but I'm going to go back to the thing I love. Now then, look at the colours. Don't you just love the colours? That's a Doulton jug celebrating Queen Victoria's 60th year on the throne. It's her Diamond Jubilee 1837 to 1897. It's in a very good order. Doulton cracking makers. Artist was Joan Honey, I believe. I'll have to research that. Look at that. Look at, oh, £65. Come on. Now, the last one I saw in auction made about 90, I believe, and it was plainer than this. They're prone to chipping. Let's just have a closer look. Looks absolutely mint. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's the monogram for H. That's Joan Honey. Lovely, lovely thing. It is as good as it was made. 65 quid. That is for nothing. Now, you see, you get that online, somewhere like eBay on my website with a full description, somebody searching for a commemorative jug from that period, they will find it because it will come up in the searches. So what's it worth? Online, 100 quid, 95 quid, 110. I think I'm going to have this. Let's go and see Dale. You might have seen Dale previously in different shows. He's the owner. I think it looks cheap enough, Dale. What's your opinion?
Yeah, it's nice. It's got a bit of quality about it. You know, Royal Doulton, Queen Victoria, Diamond Jubilee. So, yeah.
I mean, that's
very
the
nice.
big one, isn't it? That's the big celebration,
Yeah,
60 years.
yeah, because she passed away a few years later. So, yeah. Nice bit of kit.
Condition, I think, is good.
Nice and clean, you know, nice bright. Yeah.
Now, what's the fashion like for these things? But my impression is they're doing a little bit better because they've been in the doldrums, haven't they, for the last few years?
Yeah, I think they've picked up a little bit. You know, there's always interest in royalty. So, yeah, and, you know, I think it's a nice bit of kit.
Okay, come on, 65 on it. To me, trade, how much?
65, £50 for you.
Okay,
yeah.
That'll do. Cheers, Dale.
Cheers now.
It's gorgeous. I'm at home. I'm about to put this thing online and advertise it. Now, I am going back to the antique centre, so don't you worry. This is not the only thing I'm buying today from the Mission Hall Antique Centre. But let me let you into a bit of a secret why I'm in love with Queen Victoria and this particular time. And it's because of this medallion. Yes, it's a medallion that I've been wearing since I was 7 years old, and it's Queen Victoria. It's a silver shilling. It's got a drill hole in it, and it dates to 1887, which was Queen Victoria's golden anniversary, 10 years before this thing was made. And I've had it since I was 7. I got it when we lived in Africa as a family. My dad went to a store and he bought some stuff, and he was given this coin in some change. He only realised when he got home, and he was furious because it doesn't really have any value. It had a drill hole in it. It's worth, I don't know, buttons, 10, 20 quid maybe. He didn't want it. But before I allowed him to take it back to the store, I begged him for it. And he gave it to me, and I've been wearing it off and on ever since. And ever since that age, tender age of 7, I have adored anything to do with Queen Victoria. So you can see why I love this thing. So not just because of the Queen, but because of its quality. So Doulton, this predates Royal Doulton. Doulton didn't get their royal warrant till I think 1902, 1904. This dates obviously to 1897. So they were just plain Doulton. But what a firm they were. They were making really gorgeous things like this, and they had been since the time of Waterloo, 1815. But they were also making pottery, clay glazed sewage pipes. On the same day they were making this thing. So Doulton, later Royal Doulton, they were just a great money making factory, and they were sending these wares all around the empire. And talking of empire, let me just read this to you. So it says De Gratia, which if you have studied Latin, and let me tell you I haven't, means by the grace of God. Victoria, Queen and Empress. Well, she became Empress of India, that's what it's referring to, in 1877, I think. If I get this wrong, then no doubt somebody will correct me. So, but this is the important thing. 1837, the year she was crowned, to 1897, the longest reigning monarch in history, British history at that time. And it says on the side, and I think this is lovely, she wrought her people. So wrought meaning much more than brought. She kind of grew her people lasting good. Isn't that just gorgeous? And talking of gorgeous, the condition really is as good as the day it was made, and it really is by Joan Honey. So I've carried out my research. The markings are absolutely bang on, and it's advertised online right now at 95 quid plus carriage and delivery. So it's still cheap, but it gives me almost 100% margin. So let's get back to the antique centre and buy something else. Come on then, you lot. Let's see what we can find. Let me know if I miss something. And if you do see something you like, you can always get in touch with the centre. I'll put their contact details in the description down below. A Japanese Satsuma. Pottery dog, if you like pottery dogs, you're in heaven. There is one. What else have we got? Silver. There's loads of silver in this centre. And then silver plate. So when you see something that looks silver but it's not behind a glass cabinet, it's silver plate. Bit of Wedgwood. Nothing particularly exciting me just yet. Let's have a look over here. Oh, there we go. I do like a bit of African tribal artwork. Probably not good for the internet. Let's have a look at them. Great if you had a shop. You'd probably buy them at 50 quid. You could get 80, 100 a piece for them in a nice shop or at a fair. They're just so decorative, but not good for online. Aha, that is that. Oh, come on, look at him. He's a little dog brooch made out of laminated plastic. Looks very Lea Stein. 9 quid. Is he Lea Stein? No. Okay, if that was marked Lea Stein, would be in the money by probably 50 quid or so. He's £9, but he looks really good. So it's a copy of a Lea Stein. I'll tell you a bit about Lea Stein if I buy him. Am I going to buy him? Would you buy him? I think we've got to buy him, bang him on the internet at 20, 25 quid. You might not think this seems very much money, but you times that by 100 and you're making serious money. Let's go and see Dale. There you go, Dale. There's another one for you. I will have that, please.
Grand. What have we
Pretty
got
little
here?
thing, isn't it?
Yeah, a little Scotty dog brooch.
There you go. Nice and modern and funky.
Nice and modern and funky. Yeah, yeah. I mean, popular in sort of 70s and 80s maybe, but I'm not quite sure how old that one is.
It's got that 80s kind of look to it, hasn't it? That Lea Stein sort of feel to it.
Yeah, yeah. And everybody likes dogs.
Everybody loves dogs. It's cheap enough. Isn't he just gorgeous? He is at home and he's now online on eBay and on my website at 25 quid including delivery. It's still cheap even though he's not Lea Stein, but he's searchable online because he's Lea Stein in his style. So a Lea Stein will be marked on the clasp at the back. It'll be made very similarly to this laminated plastic. Lea Stein is still around. She's been making these things since the 1960s and she's been described as the best artist ever to have lived to make jewellery out of plastic. And that's a great compliment because she is seriously collected around the world. In fact, such a compliment that people, companies copy them. They're not exactly fakes. They're in the style of, because she's so popular, people make them. So the only thing you don't have here is the Lea Stein marking. Everything else really looks like a Lea Stein. So there you go, cheap and cheerful. Again, who doesn't love dogs? Anyway, I hope that's of use. Buy them if you want to buy them. If you don't want to buy them, that's fine. I hope you've learned something from the video, a little insight into the world of antiques. So do subscribe, come back for some more. And I'm David Harper, and I'll see you soon. Cheerio.